Hello, friends. Once again, welcome me back. So, someone texted me on Telegram and he was like, I've taken long that uploading. Uh, and I'm so grateful for that concern. So, that's why I brought another episode. And he addressed to me some of the issues that he's facing. Uh, he is finding trouble in scalping, and then maybe he wants to swing trade. So, I'm going to be addressing two issues: scalping and swing trading. So, but for all purposes of making money. So that's the sole purpose as to why we are on the charts, is to see how we can make money. So first of all, personally, I told you we are going to start on the daily time frame. That's the first thing. And then there are some things that we are going to be looking out for. We're not going to be looking out for the market structure. That's not what we are looking out for. Let's say making these highs and lows, and then maybe the market shifting, you get. So we may not be focusing on that for now, but then we want to see, we know that this part here that we are seeing is part of the overall market structure. But given that we are starting on a big time frame, I told you we don't look out for much on a big time frame. So there are many approaches that we can use, that personally I use. And now we are going to start here. We are going to use displacement. We are going to be using displacement, which I called distribution. So in the previous episodes, there are parts where I talked about the distribution part of the market. So that's what we are going to be mainly focusing on, to see how we can get the opportunities. So this is the daily. Now, by displacement on the daily, I told you, now time has come for you to start interpreting certain things that you see. Let's say we want to look at these two candles that you're seeing just over here. There are two. We are seeing one long bearish one and then a bullish one. So, but this long bearish candle, we can see that it has even a long wick on it. So, what does it start to communicate to us? It communicates that actually these two, what do they communicate? We can see that there were large displacements here. Now, it's one of the things that we are going to be using to identify order blocks or high points, high quality points of interest. There are some of the things that we're going to be looking at, displacements. And now we're also looking at this range up here. We are seeing a large displacement to the upside. You can see that we had a little slowdown in the momentum just over there. And then we can see that from this from this point here, as we were heading up, as we headed up here, we can see, okay, let me even just illustrate it. We can see that we consolidated here if we go on a small time frame, but then we can see that the market shot up, you get. So let me just delete it, it's not working well. So we are going to be considering this large displacements to the upside, and then we are going to see how we can utilize the opposite displacement that happened later, because we can see that it was an aggressive move. Now, when we see this on a big time frame like H4, H1, or the daily, or even the weekly, those big time frames, when we see these large displacements, there are some of the indicators that now we are intending to leave this area here to come possibly down. And what else do we eye out for? We are going to be eyeing out the previous areas where large displacements happened. Now, this is what we are going to be finding most of the time. We shall be getting most of the displacements out of consolidations, whereby we shall be moving like this, and then possibly the market breaks out. So, so these are some of the things that we are going to be seeing as we look out for these displacements. But then in later episodes, I believe we shall be able to understand. So basically, what I want to put across is that we are going to be using this point up here, from this point up here, to be our point of resistance. Actually, let me just put a horizontal line. This one is our first point of support, which is our first take profit level. And then this here, let me even delete this and I put a horizontal line. This upper point here as our point of, no, this is support down here and this is resistance up here. So now we are looking for an entry point And now, given that we're on the daily, it means that we can hold. And then I want to also cater for that person who wants to only scalp. By scalping, I mean you want to utilize small opportunities in the market. Now, just suppose if at all you wanted to to swing trade here, would you? If you wanted to swing this buy up here, you wouldn't, because the market was expiring. So which means we should just understand where the market is and where it's going. You get? So that's the main point. So it makes no sense for you to swing trade here, to swing a buy here, because overall the market is coming down. So which means if I'm here and then I get the signal to go up, and let's say if at all I'm here, the way we are going to see, if we are here at this level, that we are seeing over here, and I'm targeting, let's say, the level down here, this lower line here. So which means if I get in here, it is possible that I can hold at least up to this point, because I have room and I have a reason, because I'm eyeing this previous area where we got a large displacement, which means if we get a large displacement here, there was a big order here, and it becomes our area that we are eyeing out for, whether the market will actually we expect a reaction, either the market pulling back like something like this, it can drop to that point, and then it may try to go up, and then it proceeds down. So at least those are the assumptions that are in our heads, you get? So which means you scalp where it is necessary and you hold where it is necessary. That's what I wanted to address. So basically I've explained why we've picked out these 2 points that you're seeing over here. The next thing, I can try to go on a much smaller time frame. Now, even before I leave here, I'm going to, you can see, personally, if at all we got these 2 candles that are coming down here, and then this candle here it has a wick on it, you get? If it has a wick on it, now, some of these things, really, I don't explain them, but I'll try. Now, personally, it means most of the activity was lying over here, you get, in the body here. So which means one of the assumptions that comes to my head is that we are going to retrace back to this point, you get. The market will pull back to this point, and then I'll get an entry point to come and target these low points over here. That's what I wanted to bring out. So on the daily, I'm minimizing the area where, actually now, I'm looking at the area where I'm going to place my penning order. You get? Where I'm going to place my penning order. Why? Why am I placing actually a sell limit? Which means I will expect the market to come back to this point, and then I will sell. Why am I selling? It's because we got a large displacement upwards, and then we got a large displacement downwards of 2 strong bearish candles. So now, which means I believe now we are leaving this area here, and where we are coming down. Why? I told you consolidations are also so important, because we can see that out of this consolidation that we got over here, we got a bullish move outside, which was a fake move outside, and then we get a strong bearish move that is coming down. So now I can go to the 4-hour. So I keep on minimizing the area that I'm looking at. So there's something. So let me first start off the period separators. Now we can start to understand this. You get? So this is the point down here, and this the point up here. Now we can see that already on the H4 we got even a break of structure. You get? We got a break of structure, as you're seeing there. So the market tried to retrace back up in the area, and now we are targeting, this is our first take profit level. I can go to H1. Let me go to H1. You can see this is H1, but most of all, let me just go to M15, because I want to find an entry. You get? So now what is M15 providing us with? Now when I come on M15 personally, I turn on the period separators. What are the period separators? For me, they separate these days. So I want to show you that if you do proper analysis every day, you have an opportunity to execute. Now we can see, and then later on, maybe in later episodes, I will show you the significance of days. By the way, in trading, time matters. time matters so much. Certain days matter. The times of the day matter. You can see that during always Asian, normally we are consolidating. You get? So now we can see that this is Wednesday. Wednesday. But now there's something that we're eyeing out for. Now we can see that this was Monday, Tuesday, and this is Wednesday. Now, what is Wednesday providing us with? We can see that this is the horizontal line that I drew on the daily. Now, I told you we can see that we got a large displacement, this imbalance that we are seeing over here. But now, when we got this imbalance, the market tried to retrace back up. You get? The market came like this, and then we got something like this that we are seeing. You get? So this is what we are looking at. Now, what does it show us? Given that we try to retrace back up, I told you the market normally retraces back up. You get into to get if at all we are selling to get into a premium, and then they pick up orders. You get? Okay, but most of all, we can see that we retraced, and then we got a break or structure that you're seeing over there. You get? That we are seeing over there. So now what are we identifying? Why am I doing all this? Is to identify a supply area. You get? So most people would be looking at this as resistance, which is okay. We get? We created resistance because we see that this line that you're seeing here, let me even change its color. I want to change its color. We drew it on the daily time frame, this blue line. But anyway, let me just leave it. We can see that I put it on the daily. It was on the daily where we started, but then we got a break of structure here. And then I told you on the daily I was expecting the market to get back into the body, and then we look for because this is where the activity really happened. You get? So now here I'm identifying a an area of supply. Now I highlight the last bullish candle that you're seeing over there. So now let me first do this. Why am I doing this? Because I know I got a displacement on the daily of 2 candles that were coming down. Now I'm looking for an area of entry where I'm going to place my order, my pending order, such that when the market comes back up, it picks up that order, and then we continue down. You get? We continue down. So now, what do I do next? Now I've identified that area. Now here I can delete this. I can delete that. So now this is the area that I'm looking at, because this is, some people look at it as resistance, but for me, I place my entry anywhere in this box. You get? Anywhere in this box. You get a sell limit such that when we tap into it, we drop down. So now I can go on a much lower time frame. Let me go to M5. You get? M5. Now you watch. So now I can place, let's say, the entry here. You get? So now let's say the entry is there. If we go on M15, where do we place our where do you put your stop loss? Stop loss should be anywhere above here. You get? Because we know we can tap just outside a little bit, and then we get back into the zone. You get? So now I go to M5 and then watch the price action. You get? Oh. Now we can see the market, the way the market tapped into this zone. You get? We know the market, for us, we are waiting for the market to tap into this zone that we've identified on the M15. You get? This is the area. So you can see that for us, the moment we tap into this zone, you get, they pick up our order, and then we are selling here. You get? We are selling here. So now what does it mean? It will be optional for you, you get, to scalp. If at all you wanted to scalp, you can, because they picked up your order here, this could be your take profit this level, just down over here. You get? But then for us, we identify that on the daily we are coming down, as I will show you at last. You get? So they pick up our order. You get? We can get back to our M15. You get? So now, given that here we are in the trade, you get? I can now turn off the period separators, and then we go to a much higher time frame. You get? Now here I can go to H1. You get? H1, and then because on the daily, they even first go on the daily time frame. Here, this point here is our take profit. You get? Is our take profit. Now you watch the funny thing. You can see that now we can see that on H4, this is the area we've filled in our order here. You get? So the market got a big spike up, and then they picked up our order here. You get? They picked up our order, and now we are in the sell entry. You get? We are in the sell entry. So now, see, you see? So now here it becomes your first take profit level. You get? So I believe I've tried to address the issue of when to hold and when to scalp. You only scalp when you only hold. You get? You only hold when you see that you still have room, or when you still have a reason for you to proceed down. You get? Now it's because if you go back, if I can make a quick recap, if we go back on the daily, I told you we got large displacements here. We got a move down, an aggressive move down, and we got an aggressive move up, and then we continue upwards. Here we get an aggressive move up, and then we got an aggressive move down, and now we got into the sell from this point here. You get? From this point here, and now this one becomes our target, because this is an area where large orders were filled in. You get? And then it becomes our first take profit level, because we believe we expect a reaction when we reach here. You get? Either a retest before we proceed down. You get? So if at all you were trading and then you on the charts and the market is just here, it means you just scalp to this point up here. You get? You can only hold when you get confirmations that we are still proceeding down. You get? So I recommend that you subscribe. I believe I'll be a little more consistent these days. I can talk about a lot of content. These days I've been focusing on personal trading. That's why I've been busy. And then someone reminded me to do this video. I appreciate. Thank you so much.